Hey you. These are River's night pages. Tonight it is A Wizard of Earthsea, Chapter 4, Part 3. The last sentence. Don't be afraid, he said, smiling. I'll call a woman's spirit. You need not fear, woman. Alfarin I will call, the fair lady of the deed of Enlad. She died 1,000 years ago. Her bones lie afar under the sea of Ea. And maybe there never was such a woman. Do years and distances matter to the dead? Do the songs lie? Jed said with the same gentle mockery. And then saying, watch the air between my hands. He turned away from the others and stood still. In a great, slow motion, he stretched out his arms, the gesture of welcome that opens an invocation. He began to speak. He had read the ruins of this spell of summoning in Ogaian's book 2 years and more ago, and never since had seen them. In the darkness, he had read them. Now, in this darkness, it was as if he read them again on the page open before him in the night. But now he understood what he read, speaking it aloud, word after word, and he saw the markings of how the spell must be woven with the sound of his voice and the motion of his body and hands. The other boys stood watching, not speaking, not moving unless they shivered a little, for the great spell was beginning to work. Jed's voice was soft still, but changed with a deep singing in it, and the words he spoke were not known to them. He fell silent. Suddenly, the wind rose roaring in the grass. Jed dropped to his knees and called out aloud, and then he fell forward as if to embrace the earth with his outstretched hands. And when he rose, he held something dark in his straining hands and arms, something so heavy that he shook with effort getting to his feet. The hot wind whined in the black, tossing grasses on the hill. If the stars shone now, none saw them. The words of the enchantment hissed and mumbled on Jed's lips. And then he cried out aloud and clearly, Elfarin! Again he cried the name, Elfarin! And a third time, Elfarin! The shapeless mass of darkness he had lifted split apart. It sundered, and a pale spindle of light gleamed between his opened arms, a faint oval reaching from the ground up to the height of his raised hands. In the oval of light, for a moment, there moved a form, a human shape, a tall woman looking back over her shoulder. Her face was beautiful and sorrowful and full of fear. Only for a moment did the spirit glimmer there. Then the sallow oval between Jed's arms grew bright. It widened and spread, a rent in the darkness of the earth and night, a ripping open of the fabric of the world. Through it blazed a terrible brightness, and through that bright, misshapen breach clambered something like a clot of black shadow, quick and hideous, and it leapt straight out at Jed's face. Staggering back under the weight of the thing, Jed gave a short, hoarse scream. The little Otok, watching from Vetch's shoulder, the animal that had no voice, screamed aloud also and leapt as if to attack. Jed fell, struggling and writhing, while the bright rip in the world's darkness above him widened and stretched. The boys that watched fled, and Jasper bent down to the ground, hiding his eyes from the terrible light. Vetch alone ran forward to his friend, so only he saw the lump of darkness that now clung to Jed, tearing at his flesh. It was like a black beast, the size of a young child, though it seemed to swell and shrink. And it had no head or face, only the 4-taloned paws with which it gripped and tore. Vetch sobbed with horror, yet he put out his hands to try to pull the thing away from Jed.